What's going on, you guys? It is Corbin Stuckey of PixelTalk here, and today I'm here to give you my top 10 favorite films of 2018. I am super excited. I've been very much looking forward to this. So many good films that there's actually a lot of honorable mentions, so I'm going to get that out of the way before I get to my top 10. We're just going to get started. So my honorable mentions for 2018. These are the films that I really liked that didn't make the list, but I still wanted to mention. So here it goes. Black Panther, Paddington 2, Halloween, Unsane, Annihilation, Ready Player One, Upgrade, and Deadpool 2.
I also forgot to mention Incredibles 2. I did the same thing last year with another movie, so in post-production, I had to insert that on my timeline. And for some odd reason, I'm whispering again, like that exact same video in 2017. I don't know why I keep doing this, I'm so sorry.
So those were my honorable mentions. Nothing against those films at all. I really like them. They just didn't make the list. If I made like a top 20, they'd probably make that list, but that's not how this works because it's top 10. I know math. So here are my top favorite films of 2018, and like I said last year, if there is a movie that you saw that you thought was really good and it isn't on this list, the reason why it's probably not on the list is I just didn't see it, or maybe I just had a different opinion on it, but most likely it's because I just didn't see that film, but if I did, maybe it would be on the list. So don't take it too harshly. This is just my opinion. So without further ado, let's get started. A Simple Favor. I did not think that this movie was going to be as good as it was. I really enjoyed this film a lot. This is probably like my favorite Blake Lively movie that I've seen, and Anna Kendrick is really good in this film as well. Nobody really talked about this. I can't really think of any movie reviewers that I know that really talked about this. I know that Chris Stuckman didn't really do a review on it, but I saw it. It was really good. I'm probably to blame as well. I didn't do a review on this either, but I did enjoy the film a lot, and I do want to talk about it. This is a really interesting film. I really enjoy movies about missing people. That's why I really like Stranger Things and The Hangover. Oh my god. That's why I like The Hangover. Yes, I do like The Hangover because of that kind of concept, and this movie as well. I just really enjoy mysteries and things of that nature that deal with missing persons cases, and this is also really funny as well. It was directed by Paul Feig, the director of Bridesmaids and Ghostbusters. The 2016 Ghostbusters. I know a lot of people give him shit because of that 2016 Ghostbusters, but I really enjoyed this a lot. Nobody really talked about this, and I really think that it should just be viewed by anyone who hears about it. Check this out. This is a really funny and interesting mystery, for sure. Speaking of missing persons cases, Searching. I really liked Searching a lot. Harold from Harold and Kumar is in this, and this is what this film is. It takes place on a computer desktop. All the interactions that you see throughout the film are through Skype conversations or FaceTime. You guys know how I really like Unfriended, and I didn't talk about Unfriended Dark Web this year, but my thoughts on that. I even liked Unfriended Dark Web. I mean, I know there was a lot of stupid stuff that happened in that film that's very non-plausible, but this movie Searching is a little bit more of a realistic take on those Skype desktop movies, or whatever we're calling them. And what this movie's about is about a dad trying to find his daughter who goes missing randomly, and you see like how he's searching her friends on Facebook and having these Skype conversations with like very key people, and you're very invested in it. And the movie's also like really funny as well. When you think that you know what is going on, you're like, oh, that's what's going on. And it's like so funny when you think you know what's going on, but it's actually just this, and it's like, oh, okay, that's very humorous. I really enjoyed Searching, and it was a really good film in terms of a Skype film. I think it's one of the best out there. I do like Unfriended. Unfriended's more of a scary kind of film, but I do enjoy this from a filmmaking perspective. Hereditary. I actually saw this movie with a girl, and this, because like we assumed that it was just gonna be a scary movie, but not like a scary movie, like this is a scary movie. Like we went into seeing this like thinking it was gonna be like a scary movie where guys and chicks go to see. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying it was a date. I'm just saying that, like, I took a girl to see this film. Well, actually, she met me there at the theater. So what I'm trying to get at is Hereditary is actually a scary film, but it's not the kind of film that is scary because it has jump scares. It's scary because it is terrifying, and there's a lot of family drama. You could actually see this kind of stuff happening to a family, like in real life. It has to do with family disasters. That's pretty much the high points of this film, is when you see the stuff that happens to this family in this film, you're like, oh my god, that is horrible. That's a horrible thing to happen in this family, and it's very realistic how the family members argue with each other. You can see how a dysfunctional family would handle a situation like this. I'm not going to go into spoilers as to what happens specifically, but I really liked Hereditary, and anyone who hasn't seen it should check it out. The ending is a little bit weird. I will mention that. It is an A24 movie, but I really did enjoy Hereditary, and anyone who wants to just be freaked out, check this out. Creed 2. I really enjoyed this a lot. It is a sequel to Creed, which is like a spin-off to the Rocky movies, and I just really like this. Every time when I see like these movies, I really just want to go into fighting. I was in martial arts for a couple years, and after I got my black belt, I stopped. But every time when I see a Rocky movie or anything that has to do with like fighting or boxing, I immediately would just start working out. And this has a lot of good working out montages. Michael B. Jordan's also awesome in this. He's had a really good year with like Black Panther, but I really just like how he was front and center like he was in the first film. And I like the sequel idea where he's fighting Drago's son. I thought that was a really cool concept, and it's just a good movie. So yeah, definitely check out Creed 2 if you haven't yet. A Star is Born. I really enjoyed this film a lot. It stars Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. It was directed by Bradley Cooper. He's one of my favorite actors. Like I said, I like The Hangover, and I like him as Rocket Raccoon in The Avengers or Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I'm talking about. And I just liked how it kind of depicts like someone who's starting off in the music industry and a lot of the stuff that they go through in terms of contracts and managers and stuff like that. We see Lady Gaga, who starts out very sincerely, and then when she meets her manager, she goes throughout the pop route, and then Bradley Cooper, who's dating her in the film, is like, no, what are you doing? Like, this isn't you and stuff. There's a lot of drama that I really appreciate about this film. I also really like Bradley Cooper's acting in it, where he's like kind of drunk all the time. Where are we at right now? Is this like a drag bar or something? Oh, okay. So yeah, I just really like this film a lot, and this is another film with Bradley Cooper that makes me cry at the end. Last time that happened was like American Sniper. So definitely check out A Star is Born. Really good performances and good music too. A Quiet Place. I really, really enjoyed this film. John Krasinski stars and directs in it, and this is the first film where everyone is quiet in the movie theater. You have to be quiet to watch this film. It's a quiet place. And that was just something that I've never experienced before, where the whole theater was quiet. And I think it should be like that all the time. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't laugh in a theater, but I went to go see a movie tonight, and it was Creed 2. I was seeing Creed 2 because I wanted to see if it was like good to be on the list. And the movie had already been out for a month, and everyone was talking and rattling their stuff in the theater. And I guess they assumed because the movie had been out for a month that they could do that. I don't believe in that whatsoever. I think everyone should be quiet and courteous to others in a movie theater. And A Quiet Place was the first time that I ever experienced anything like that, because everyone knew what this was. Everyone knew that they had to be quiet in order to like see what was going on. It was like they were in the theater and they were afraid to drop a pen because they were so aware of how quiet it was. I also like the creatures in this as well. I have a review of The Quiet Place on my channel, but you know, A Quiet Place is on this list. I really enjoyed it. Check it out. Ralph Breaks the Internet. I love the first Wreck-It Ralph, and when I heard that they were making a second one, I was super excited. But at the same time, I was wondering, like, where can they really take this? They had the first one, and I feel like they ended on a good note. But I really feel like there's a good message in this film, where they take the characters, and Ralph specifically has a lesson to be learned in this film. And the film actually deals with the ideas of insecurity and stuff like that, which I think is like a lesson that everyone should really learn, because we're all insecure, and, you know, we've all got stuff that we really need to work on. And I just think it's a film that has a very specific message, and a good one at that. So I definitely think that everyone should check out Ralph Breaks the Internet. It's also really fun and has all of the Disney princesses. So yeah, it was just a fun movie. Check it out for sure. Alright guys, so we're at our top 3 movies of 2018. What were the top 3 movies that I really enjoyed? Avengers Infinity War. Oh my god. When Marvel can be darker than DC. Really enjoyed this a lot. We finally got to see the Avengers vs. Thanos. I just really enjoyed this a lot, and I can't wait to see Avengers Endgame. I really want to see how this all ends. Endgame. That's probably why they... And I think it's just amazing how the Russo brothers were able to, like, take all of these characters and make one movie about them. It seems like everyone gets a pretty decent amount of screen time, even though they, like, pretty much, like, divide the characters up a little bit. But I feel like the interactions were good. You know, there were certain characters that you would not really think of interacting with other characters, so I just really, like, enjoyed that concept as well. I can't wait for Endgame for sure, and yeah, this is definitely on my top 3. How is Avengers Infinity War not? This movie made, like, a ton of money. Of course, it's, like, one of the best films of 2018. Alright guys, so I was actually kind of thinking about, like, whether or not to put this film, like, on my second, or Infinity War on my second. But I thought to myself, I was like, you know what? I just enjoyed this more. So here's my number 2 on this list that beat Infinity War. Spider-Man Into the SpiderVerse. What? A Sony Marvel movie beat an MCU film? I really liked Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I think it was a really good Spider-Man movie, and I thought it was a really good comic book movie as well, like a literal comic book movie. We don't really see a lot of those a lot of the times. I really enjoy, like, movies that take inspiration from comic books, and this was probably, like, one of the best comic book movies I have seen, like, literally. Because there's so much comic book references. You see how Miles Morales kind of thinks in comic book bubbles and stuff, and I really liked how we finally got to see an older Peter Parker as well. I think we're going to get that later on in the future because, you know, Peter Parker obviously has to grow up in the MCU. But it was just kind of refreshing to see, like, you know, this new take on Spider-Man where we have, like, this new kid become Spider-Man and he's tutored by, like, this older Peter Parker. So I really enjoyed that as well. And it's just a really good animated film. I enjoyed this very much. I love the soundtrack. I've already reviewed this film. So if you guys want to hear more of my thoughts on this film, definitely check it out on my channel. I loved Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That's all I'm going to say. Alright guys, so we're at number 1. What was my top pick for 2018? I actually bought this on Blu-ray. I actually bought a lot of these movies on Blu-ray, but I was so excited to buy this on Blu-ray because it's a good movie. Mission Impossible Fallout. The Mission Impossible franchise, it's my favorite franchise of all time. I have always enjoyed these films. Maybe not the second one, but every other film I have enjoyed. And I really enjoyed this one. This is not only just a really good action movie, but it's also a really good character piece on how Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise's character, is like such a good guy. I really liked how they explored that in this film, and I just liked how it wasn't just an action movie. It's a really good action movie, but you really feel for the characters in this, and you know, it's a character study as well. I really enjoyed Mission Impossible Fallout. I want them to make another one. Please, please, please make another one. I love these films to death. I will probably be reviewing these films later on this channel, maybe in the next year or so. I don't know. This is definitely my favorite franchise, so let me know if you guys want me to review every Mission Impossible movie for sure. I love this one. I would love to go in depth as to why this is such a good movie. Maybe, like, do one of those, like, video essays. I don't know. I feel like this is so worth a video essay, but I'll probably just be reviewing it. I don't know. But I'll definitely be, like, going in depth as to why I think this is such a good movie. So yeah, guys, those were my favorite films of 2018. Let me know if I left anything out. Let me know if, like, I didn't mention anything as a top film or even as an honorable mention. Comment down below what your top 10 films of 2018 were. Like this video, share it, and please subscribe to PixelTalk if you haven't yet for more movie reviews, trailer reactions, and gaming content. Also, guys, just want to let you know, I have also made a video stating my most anticipated films of 2019, and I realized something as I was editing that video. I actually didn't mention that one of my most anticipated films was Star Wars Episode 9. I didn't put that in there. I'm just going to go ahead and just say right now that is obviously a film that I am looking forward to. But for some reason, I didn't mention it in that video. That video is going to come up right after this video. But I am excited for Star Wars, so for anyone who comments like, you didn't mention Star Wars, like, of course I'm excited for Star Wars. I forgot. But there are so many other movies on that list. It's a pretty long video, so stay tuned for that. But guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. Look forward to that video and more videos throughout 2019. Thank you guys so much. I am Corbin Stuckey, and this is Pixel Talk.